I can either do one of two things, which is speak very quickly, which I'm not good at, or we can go through a lot of stuff very quickly and then get to the case studies, which I think is very important, because they all come from a different angle from the customer service side. Smart Utility System is a company that's located in Irvine, California. We've been in business about 7 years. We have a little over 400 employees. 200 of them are here in India, in Nodai, and we are starting that practice and starting to move forward in India very quickly. We were established in 2009. We work with utilities only, and we have a lot of utility people on our staff because there are people who have spent many years at the utility in different areas, whether they were in IT, whether they were in customer service, whether they were in development, whether they were on the power side, whether they were on the water or natural gas side and other utilities. So all of that, we work only with the utilities, and we have some of the largest customers in the country and some of the smallest customers because systems have to be scalable. They have to either start at one point with a proof of concept or grow over time, or have different functionalities that are added over time. So all of that thing in making this AMI, whether it's an implementation, deployment, or whether it's bringing customer service to it after that's done is extremely important. These are some of our clients and partnerships and our associations, but we're going to move through that quickly. These are some of our awards and recognitions, but it's really not about what we win. It's about what our customers are seeing through the industry today and starting to win mobility awards, digital awards, all of that across the platform, because we believe that mobility is the way we are going to engage customers in the future in a very digital environment. We have 3 core products, and we have 3 core products for a reason. Our first core product is Customer Mobile, and that really is the whole customer engagement side of the house. It's not for 1 or 2 or 3 things. It's every function a customer wants to do with a utility, because we still believe that the utility owns the experience, and that experience goes across a number of platforms. I do want to see my usage. I do want to have quick and effective bill pay, but I want to see what outages are going on. I want to get outage updates across a preference channel that's multi-channel and allows you to get things the way the customer wants to get things. We also want to have the intelligence, the data, give you intelligence based on customer activity. You have to have that in order to go forward, to construct roadmaps, to see what products, programs, and services a utility needs to provide so their customers find value in that. And on the analytics side, you need to know what the customer is doing and be able to move that way. But you also have to know what's going on in the field, because if your mobile workforce is not relating information back to the people who talk to customers or back to the people who work with customers, then they're not going to get that information in a timely, effective, two-way communication channel. So we think all of those products are necessary. Capabilities, customer engagement, smart home, electric vehicle, outage and service requests, billing and payment, all the energy efficiency, rebate programs, everything you're offering a customer comes through the utility in basically a single pane of glass so that the customer goes one place to do everything they need to do. I spent 31 years with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, all of it in customer service. So I've got about 40 years in customer service. I've heard everything the customer has said. I've worked in almost every area. The customer result is one of the things we're going to go over in the use cases very quickly, but that's extremely important in being successful in AMI implementation. And I can tell you, there's been talk already today about the resistance to certain smart metering technologies that customers have that you will someday combat, that you will have that issue going on. So it's extremely important to bring your customer along in an engagement platform that allows you to get those messages out and inform people the value of AMI. And there are tremendous values on the customer side.
So Lance, if you have several use cases, if you could pick one.
Oh yeah, we will absolutely pick one. So the value delivered to the utility has to be information. You have to have that, and you have to get it back from customer action. So I'm going to do two, but do them very quickly. So Glendale Water and Power was one of the first full implementations in the United States for total AMI. What they did was they put in an extremely successful AMI implementation over about a 2-year period, did it extremely well, but had a really bad result as far as customer engagement was concerned. So when we started working with Glendale, they basically brought the issues to us to say, we need multi-channel, digital, mobile information to our customers. We need to be able to have all of that functionality, whether it's a service order, whether it's outage information, whether it's a rebate on a piece of equipment. They wanted to do all of that with their customers. So their customer service, kind of the way they were scoring that, was really very low at that time, and they needed to move it up. So we went through a very dedicated pilot. Then we moved out a few modules because configurability in those modules is extremely important. And so is the ability to start in one place and then move forward and forward and forward. We all have problems that we want to address right away in many of our issues. And so we start there and then basically move a lot of that functionality in a very phased-in manner, which gives you control of all of that. So what we were able to do over that period of time was improve their customer service scores, give them a total functionality across all the things that a person does with the utility, and move their scores way up in both customer improvement and a big reduction in basically the traditional ways of contact, mailing out bills, customer calls, et cetera, because we all know there are cheaper and more inexpensive ways to do that. They did win at the 2016 Customer Service Week the Mobility Award with our product, and we're very proud of that.
Thank you. So
I'll go to LADWP, and this is the last one I'll do. Oh, go ahead.
I was just
No.
requesting you to, yes.
And I say sometimes when we have this was a government grant for basically an AMI implementation dealing with demand response. So that's on all of our minds right now. How are we going to look at that? How are we going to see what a DR event does? What are the results of that? How do we track those results and see how we're getting better with an AMI implementation? And over that period of time, these 52,000 meters, our product was able to say, you used this much last year without an AMI meter. But once we installed that meter, we were able to do better communication. We were able to get better information. We were able to take that customer's service, whatever it was, give some more functionality, and that customer was able to see how I could save over a period of time. That's actionable intelligence. If you tell a customer, had you been on a different rate for the last 3 months, you would have been able to save this amount over a period of time, you start to get into customer actions that increase their awareness and give them much more education about AMI. So on the customer service side, which is where I'm from, those are some of the case studies we did, and we think it's very important to bring the customer along very well and very efficiently in any AMI implementation. So thank you very much.